This is how you know I'm back in the swing of things. Another video about good old-fashioned Paper Mario, but don't worry, this time it's for better reason. The dust has settled, Color Splash came out almost 3 years ago, and Paper Mario fans and enthusiasts are just sitting around idly for news to eventually come. Lots of fans have become burnt out after the slap in the face Sticker Star did and the disappointment Color Splash set. It seemed very likely that the Paper Mario we once knew has essentially disintegrated. I made a video a year ago pondering the possibility of Paper Mario making a comeback, and while I'd say it's possible, it's best not to expect much as we've been majorly disappointed by this series twice already. 3 times if you're one of those who was not a fan of Super Paper Mario. And before I go any further, let me clarify, even with what I'll say, I can still be wrong. I've been wrong before. Need I remind you of Sonic Forces being smart and a good game? Albeit that was more of a case of naivety, I was still wrong. There's still a chance this can all end up not coming to fruition. It has in many instances, so don't take my words as absolute. That being said, Paper Mario's chances of coming back were slight at the making of that video, but personally, I feel it's continuing to increase by a decent margin. Now, Nintendo is no stranger to knowing, ignoring, and or memeing popular requests like Mother 3, F-Zero, Kid Icarus Uprising HD, etc. But why Paper Mario? What makes Paper Mario's case better than the others? A couple of reasons. The first being an emphasis on scope and creativity. In the Can Paper Mario Come Back video, I emphasized how the Switch is indicating new, creative life being brought into its games and concept for the system. Using Super Mario Odyssey as an example, Odyssey incorporated Paper Mario levels of dialogue, originality, and variety with its NPCs, worlds, and creativity with its captures and other nuances within the worlds. You can also look at Breath of the Wild too. Scope and creativity seem to be the main focuses, or at the very least, biggest successes with the Switch. Paper Mario The Thousand-Year Door had that scope and creativity, as we already know. It had a grand plot with the world essentially as we knew, being engulfed in darkness and killing everyone. It was creative with how intricate and customizable Mario's moveset was with the badge system and the large list of badges, the partners, and how much more layered they were in character and moveset on top of adding a health system to them, the variety in world themes and story themes with chapters taking place in an arena, a train, a white forest, etc., trying to uncover a conspiracy of deaths occurring at the arena, an identity crisis in a Twilight Town, a murder mystery, etc. It was easily one of the most bizarre Mario games out there for a multitude of reasons, one being because of its creativity. It has creativity and scope down to a T. The chances of that formula returning increase, even if by a little, because of it. The second reason is because feedback and criticism are being taken to heart by Nintendo developers and workers and genuinely applied to later games. I've said this in another recent video. The internet allowed us to voice our concerns and opinions, and usually any respectful, I repeat, respectful, structured, valid voices and arguments are the ones that are taken into the spotlight. Either that or blatant hashtags enforced by thousands of people. Look at Super Mario Maker 2. That game's getting online friend multiplayer, but it didn't get that prior to the game releasing. You were able to play online with strangers, but not with friends, and this pissed lots of people. Now that thousands upon thousands of people wanted online multiplayer and expressed how nonsensical it was to add online play, but not with friends, Nintendo's confirmed to be adding that in an update. There's been an ever-growing stink surrounding the Joy-Con controllers because there's a malfunctioning problem to where the Joy-Con, after some time, will misinput directions in the left joystick and cause the player, character, cursor, etc., whatever you're controlling, to drift, even when you're not touching the stick. Many people have expressed dissatisfaction very recently, and because of the growing outcry, Nintendo has issued and promised fans and consumers they will repair your Joy-Con for free. Free repair on faulty Joy-Con so you don't have to go out and waste money on a new pair, because Nintendo heard how much people were upset about these high quality, very expensive controllers malfunctioning and not getting their money's worth after mere months. The biggest example, however, is Luigis Mansion 3. Dark Moon got criticism for its mission structure and lack of portrait ghosts and how different it was from its predecessor. Now in Luigi's Mansion 3, portrait ghosts for the most part are back, and the structure of the game is going to be like the original, where it's more open-ended and traditional. Okay, but SMT, what makes Luigi's Mansion 3's case in particular more important? The reason is, Luigi's Mansion 3's main producer is the exact same one as Sticker Star and Color Splashes upon Ryota Kawade's absence, Kensuke Tanabe. You heard me. In my Why Paper Mario Changed video, I went over the various changes in the Paper Mario series from Super Paper Mario onward, and with the help of a lovely Paper Mario fan who saw my videos, found various interviews, screenshots, and evidence of why the series has walked down the path it has, in relatively heavy detail. If you're curious about the franchise's major changes and downfall, I hope you'll forgive the shameless plug and give it a watch. In that video, I've expressed and lined up how it seemed to be Kensuke Tanabe calling most of the shots and being the main influencer behind Sticker Star and especially Color Splash, and not Shigeru Miyamoto, Risa Tabata, etc. This guy is also working on Luigi's Mansion 3. But he addressed in an interview how much Luigi's Mansion fans did not like Dark Moon's structure and lack of originality, and how there were no portrait ghosts, and promised to not only reuse ghosts of that same nature, but also use Luigi's Mansion's original gameplay structure as well. Not sure where the change came from, and although the development studios are different, Color Splash started immediate development upon Sticker Star's end with little to no room for feedback and criticism taken, whereas with Luigi's Mansion 3, the same producer is listening to its fans. There's also Super Mario Odyssey and how much people wanted a return to the open sandbox gameplay 64 and Sunshine had for a while after 3D Land and 3D World. Super Mario Party returning to its original roots after 9 and 10's underwhelming results. Mario Tennis being creative with its gameplay and aces after Tennis Open and Ultra Smash being poor deliveries. And all of these aren't the only instances either. Nintendo has been listening to its fans and making better games because of it. This is why we speak up and voice our thoughts. We have the power to get through to the companies we're trying to reach. If he can listen to Luigi's Mansion fans, he could certainly chalk up Paper Mario's fans' voices for even a couple seconds, which ties into my third reason. Reason number 3, the Paper Mario outcry was stupidly massive to ignore. Sticker Star had a decent share of criticism and hate upon its release, but you could not go online when Color Splash was revealed and all the way after release without seeing a handful of people express distaste and dissatisfaction for the gameplay and lack of creativity and originality. The Color Splash outrage was very loud and very easy to see. Dislikes on Color Splash videos were unanimous across the board. Plenty of YouTubers making videos expressing why Color Splash is not what they, nor what the general Paper Mario enthusiast want, and those videos garnered lots of attention and reinforcement. I was one of them. I managed to set my foot in the proverbial YouTube door because of Paper Mario, garnering hundreds of thousands of views collectively across my videos because a majority of you seem to agree with me, and many others that Color Splash and Sticker Star are not what Paper Mario fans want. Even one of my favorite YouTubers and one of the biggest voices in the Paper Mario fandom, Arlo, recognized some of them, agrees with my input, and even shouted me out in one of his videos. Him, along with many others, have also expressed distaste for Color Splash, Sticker Star, and the formula and ideas those games have. Lots and lots of people have made it way more than clear at this point that the type of Paper Mario that Color Splash and Sticker Star were are not the Paper Mario games we want. There is absolutely no way Nintendo missed what people said about Color Splash in particular, especially with how much Nintendo's utilizing the consumer-to-business relationship with the Switch. What makes this even more prominent is Arlo did single-handedly start a hashtag on Twitter, hashtag Remaster ThousandYearDoor, and it's become one of the top trends on Twitter today, and the main inspiration for this video. Fans are once again, under a much more passionate and positive light rather than a spiteful one, are expressing how amazing Thousand Year Door was, and even sprinkles of 64 in there. Paper Mario fans are once again speaking loud and clear to Nintendo what games should be used as a basis for the future of Paper Mario. All of this is why I feel Paper Mario's chances of revival are growing, because Nintendo's been doing a better job at listening to its consumers and fans, and making better games based off them. They know what fans want because we're making our voices heard. Right now, hashtag Remaster ThousandYearDoor could be our best bet right now at making the Thousand Year Door formula stick. Risa Tabata mentioned in a Game Explained interview that if enough people want it, they'll remaster Thousand Year Door. I can guarantee you more than enough people want a remaster of Thousand Year Door at this point. And they don't even have to use Color Splash's graphics engine or art style as a basis. Thousand Year Door's art style as a pop-up book is already very great, and fans have gone on to mod the game on emulators and make actual HD remaster-like versions that look literally perfect. All they would have to do is preserve the original graphics and just do an upscaling and slight texture upgrade. I personally prefer that over Color Splash's art style, as nice as that game looks. Not a fan of the white outlines. I would love it if they remastered 64 as well. It also deserves just as much, if not more of a remaster slash remake than Thousand Year Door, though I'm not the one who makes the hashtag, and a Thousand Year Door remaster would likely make a bigger impact, though having both games remastered would be phenomenal. Don't exclude the first game from your thoughts either, please. And if we even get a remaster of Thousand Year Door and not a proper sequel, that at least cements the idea of us getting a proper sequel better than before. A remaster would easily sell big ones, potentially more than Super Paper Mario given the Switch's sales and how popular Thousand Year Door is and has become. It wouldn't have any issue making a profit. And what makes that even better is it can give Intelligent Systems and Nintendo the idea of, maybe people do like Thousand Year Door's style of gameplay, characters, writing, story, etc. And they can use the feedback and sales for that for its future. It's like what I said in my most recent Sonic video, a remaster would be a better case scenario than a sequel, as it could potentially miss the point of an established formula and screw it up. Remastering the old games is easy money, and would help spread the message of what kind of Paper Mario consumers and fans desire more than what we already have. On top of all the past critique pieces, reviews, paragraphs, essays, videos, etc., it's helping our case more than before. I made this video because getting a remaster of Thousand Year Door is not only getting more and more likely, even if by a small margin and a dream come true, but it would likely serve as the first big step towards Paper Mario's true comeback. Nintendo, Intelligent Systems, and Kensuke Tanabe I'm sure should know at this point why fans won't shut the hell up about 64 and Thousand Year Door.
Aw, here it comes! Lay it down, Finn!
Both games are some of the best Mario games, period. Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games of all time. It's not perfect, I'm well aware. It has backtracking issues, and Paper Marios generally have slow beginnings. Apart from that, 64 and Thousand Year Door especially are rich with charming characters, original and varied at that, memorable stories and chapters, spectacular worlds, beautiful art styles, amazing naturally timeless writing, a fascinating battle system that encourages replayability, spectacular bosses, an amazing soundtrack, and a Mario game that stepped far beyond the boundaries of most Mario games. Its battle system, partners, original characters, and worlds, good writing, and fantastic stories in particular are what separates these games from the others. It's these characteristics that people want with Paper Mario moving forward. Sticker Star had like none of these, and Color Splash only had good writing, meme heavy and not the kind I prefer for Paper Mario, but still, it's why we've been upset about this, and why we continue to ask for a return to the Thousand Year Door formula, whether via a remaster, a remake, or a sequel. Nintendo's been listening to consumer feedback significantly more now since the Switch's birth. Our voices have been loud, voluminous, rampant, and layered enough as to what we want and why we want it, and it's giving us a better chance at a glimpse of light at the end of the dark tunnel for Paper Mario to get after 2 strikes. Please, remaster Thousand Year Door and 64. If only one of these two, then it has to be Thousand Year Door. It'll serve many players well in re-experiencing a beloved game, as well as bring in newcomers to the series who've never touched the Paper Mario game, or one that many enjoy for various reasons. It deserves it. It deserves another chance at displaying what is it that the fans love about it, and another chance at showing new generations of Nintendo fans a glorious and proper Paper Mario game. If a remaster can prove how badly we want that style of Paper Mario to return, then do it and we'll buy the hell out of it. Try not to tag specifically Doug Bowser or something and spam hate and spite and whatnot to look desperate. This is more of a passionate love letter from the fans and spreading to the company so they can respond with love as well. Hashtag remaster Thousand Year Door. Show how much you love the game and series for it to gain another chance. Make a comment, post on Twitter and other social media, make a video, but above all else, be respectful. Let your voices be heard, make it clear how much and how many people want Paper Mario to return to its former glory. How a proper sequel may be a ways off, but a remaster would be a simple thing and a long-term benefit. How amazing it would be to explore Rogueport and play that game on our Switch for an HD remaster of Thousand Year Door. Thank you for watching and stick around for more Paper Mario content and other gaming videos. Stay super.